Alright, I've been doing a thing for the last couple of years, and I gotta tell you, I can neither confirm or deny that it actually does anything at all. And that's not just me being secretive or trying to hook you to watch the rest of the video. I just haven't been objectively measuring it. But there is some pretty interesting data suggesting that it could be useful, thus why I continue to do it. So I'm not gonna make you wait. I'm gonna tell you what the hack is right up front. However, it is the how and why it works, which is really the super interesting part, which is what the rest of the video is gonna be about. Let's go. Yo, yo, yo. What is up? Welcome back to another week of How to Health. My name is Kevin. I run liftandbalance.com, where we take aim at all things health and longevity and do it in an odd, weird, interesting, and highly sarcastic way. Today we are talking about photobiomodulation to the noggin, primarily to the only technically external part of our 5-pound mushy membrane, the eyes. And you may be wondering, what the hell is photobiomodulation blah blah blah? And it's a good question. It's the very technical term to describe using light to alter your biology. Ideally, as you can imagine, in a positive way. So today we will be specifically honing in on the application of long wave red light on the eyes, which is a little hack I started a few years ago after stumbling on some very interesting yet kinda weird research on the topic. And my approach is really quite simple. During my 15-minute sauna sesh after my workout, where I meditate and cool down, ironically by heating up. And real quick on that, one of the main reasons that I love to do a sauna right after my 35-minute intense daily workout is that the heat exposure will actually dilate blood vessels even more, allowing all the biochemical goodness which was upregulated by exercise to travel far and wide throughout the body. But we digress. Back to the hack. I take advantage of this time in the sauna to do a little photobiomodulation, equally distributing 10 minutes of red light on the front, back, and sides of my body, with a solid 2 minutes in the beginning dedicated to my eyes. Listening to that one Matchbox 20 song, of course. I think it was Matchbox 20. Well, can't win them all. Thus, the red light to the noggin referenced before. Now, this may sound a little woo-woo, and it may very well be, but the data to date has provided some pretty interesting insights into red light therapy, uncovering a list of potential benefits worth opening an ear to. This includes skin rejuvenation and wound healing, reductions in pain and inflammation, muscle growth and recovery, the stimulation of hair follicles, improved cognitive function, balanced hormone levels and improved sex drive, better sleep, and of course, the potential of improved eye health. And at this point, you may be wondering, how? What's so special about this very specific wavelength of light that sits between 600 and 670 nanometers, giving the illusion to us mere humans the color red? Well, long story short, it appears to mechanistically act in a number of different ways across a vast array of tissue types. Real helpful, I know. But there seems to be one key similarity, and it tracks back to one of the most primal pieces of cellular machinery that we intelligent walking apes have, our mitochondria. And here's how. These energy-producing organelles lay within almost each and every one of our cells by the hundreds to thousands. That means you probably have close to a quadrillion or more mitochondria in your body right here, right now, which is wild. And as we talk about throughout all of the mitochondria deep dives on this channel, and there's a lot of them, not gonna lie, I did have a little stint there where I was straight up obsessed. Their function and efficiency may be the single most important factor in optimizing our daily mood, feel, cognition, and physical function, and preserving it for the long run, aka achieving that longevity thing we love talking about around these parts. That's why it is a damn shame that as we stack up chronological years on this beautiful floating rock, our mitochondria become increasingly weak and leaky, with both membrane potential and the all-important energy of life, ATP or adenosine triphosphate, steadily declining. The big debate being how much of this is due to natural means and how much of it is due to lifestyle. Because as we know, through a mountain of growing literature, the modern day societal norms of ultra-processed 24/7 eating, extreme sedentary behavior, non-stop stress, and chronic sleep deprivation increase the rate of said dysfunction across mitochondria, elevating the secretion of pro-inflammatory reactive oxygen species that cause straight-up cellular chaos over time. Not cool for biological school. I know. But remind me again, why does all this matter? Oh, red light. Okay, back on red light. Interestingly, therapeutic red light exposure seems to have beneficial effects on the mitochondria of cells that it can get in contact with, having shown in animals to improve mitochondrial function by increasing ATP production and reducing reactive oxygen species or free radical leakage. Huh, you don't say. So this magical light is thought to work by tickling our mitochondria in a way that makes them more efficient and more resilient, and in doing so reduces longevity liability numero uno, which you know by now is low-dose chronic inflammation. Interesting stuff indeed. If only we could deploy it to the cells in our body with the highest density of mitochondria. But that would mean we would have to pierce through the layers of the skin to the muscle, or through the hardened skull to neurons, right? Right? Huh? Those aren't the cells with the highest density of mitochondria? Huh. Then, what are? Oh. Or to be specific, the rod and cone cells in our retina. This is because the process of converting external visible light into electrical signals that can be sent and interpreted by the brain is a high energy business. So high energy that our retinas seem to age faster than any other organ, as when the average person reaches midlife, roughly 30% of their central rods progressively die, and the remaining ones experience reduced functionality. We're talking a 70% reduction in retinal ATP production beginning to arise after the age of 40. Even the CDC has chimed in, estimating that 93 million US adults are at risk for serious vision loss. Thus, anything that we can do to boost and preserve the function of these retinal organelles will be huge. I mean, could be huge. And interestingly enough, the study I stumbled on a few years ago that got me doing this little hack showed that red light applied to the eyes during the morning for 3 minutes in a group of participants with no eye disease and normal cone and rod function improved retinal function across the group by 17%, with older individuals experiencing up to a 20% improvement, displaying that this therapy seemed to improve the cone photoreceptor function in age subjects to levels commonly found in much younger individuals. You don't say. The second cool part of this study was that these benefits were only seen when the therapy was administered in the morning rather than any other time of the day, indicating that there may very well be a circadian component at play. And you know we love our circadian rhythms around these parts, because basically every single biological function we have relies on them in some shape, form, way, or manner. Now, there are some limitations, as always, to be aware of here. First, the study was small, only about 20 participants, and the duration of therapy was also short, only a couple of weeks. And it's important to note that the field of photobiomodulation is still very much in its infancy when it comes to research. So more data is definitely needed to tease out these type of therapies' long-term efficacy. Nonetheless, it got me spending 1 to 3 morning minutes 5 days a week, giving my retinas some red light. But again, I do not have any objective measurements going on here, other than the subjective observation that my vision has not gotten worse. So this is truly a long-term, let's see what happens when I'm 40, little experiment for me. But as you know, we're all in different parts of our health and longevity journey. Your situation is different than my situation. And if this is a type of therapy that piques your interest a little bit, you should 100% talk it over with your eye doctor before embarking. One of the main reasons being the fact that all red light devices are not created equal. So talk to your doctor and make sure whatever you use is medical grade and up to standards. I personally get my red light via a full body tower in my sauna from Clearlight, but there are other very popular brands out there like Juve. At the end of the day, this is just another little tool in the longevity toolbox to increase your odds, likelihood, and probability of operating at your cellular potential for as long as humanly possible. That being said, I would place a therapy like this way further down the list than the core 4 that you should truly be focusing on. You know, the real whole food eating, aiming for a strategic 10-hour or less daily feeding window, daily exercise, working at 70% of your max heart rate for 30 plus minutes, getting outside for more than 2 hours per day. Here, might I add, you'll get some natural red light, especially in the morning and evening, without looking at the sun. Don't do that. And 7+ hours of high quality circadian aligned sleep. This right here is where you're going to get the biggest biological bang for your buck. A strategy I like to call owning your health. And as we do that, I think we'd all agree, being able to see clear and well will only help that cause along the way. Just again, don't look at the sun. Okay? Promise?